What if I told you that one question asked at the same time every morning could completely rewire your brain in 21 days? Not a motivational quote, not a productivity hack, just one simple question that a burned-out nurse asked herself every morning, and it saved her from quitting the job she once loved. She went from crying in her car before every shift to becoming the person her colleagues came to for hope. And the crazy part? The question isn't even positive. It's brutally honest. Stay until the end, because I'm going to give you the exact question, the exact method, and proof that it works, even if you're the most skeptical person in the world. A mid-sized hospital where fluorescent lights never sleep and coffee runs through the veins of every staff member, there worked a 29-year-old nurse named Maya. 5 years ago, Maya had walked into that hospital with fire in her eyes. She'd dreamed of being a nurse since childhood, healing people, making a difference, being the kind of person who mattered. But somewhere between the 12-hour shifts, the understaffing, the patients who didn't make it, and the paperwork that never ended, that fire went out. Now, every morning was a battle. Maya would wake up at 5 a.m., and the first thing she'd feel wasn't hope. It was dread, heavy, suffocating dread. She'd lie there for 15 minutes, bargaining with herself. Just call in sick. You deserve a break. You can't do this again. But she always went. Out of obligation, out of guilt, out of the fear of being seen as weak, her boyfriend Marcus noticed. Over breakfast one Tuesday, he asked gently, "Maya, when did you stop loving what you do?" She stirred her coffee, eyes distant. "I don't know. Maybe I never really loved it. Maybe I just loved the idea of it." Marcus looked at her seriously. "You used to talk about your patients like they were family. Now you don't talk about work at all. You just survive it." That night, Maya sat in her car in the hospital parking lot, 20 minutes before her shift. She did this most nights now, sitting in the dark, trying to gather enough strength to walk through those doors. She looked at herself in the rearview mirror and asked herself a question she'd been avoiding. What happened to me? But she didn't have an answer. The next morning, Maya woke up at 4:30 a.m. Couldn't sleep. Instead of lying in bed drowning in her thoughts, she did something unusual. She went to the hospital cafeteria early. It was almost empty. At a corner table sat an older woman, maybe in her 60s, wearing volunteer scrubs. She had a journal open and was writing with complete focus. Maya got her coffee and found herself drawn to a nearby table. The woman looked up and smiled warmly. "Can't sleep either?" the woman asked. Maya shook her head. "I slept. I just didn't want to wake up." The woman's expression softened with understanding. "Nurse, how'd you know? I volunteered here for 15 years. I can spot the look. The one that says, I used to care, and now I'm just tired." Maya felt tears forming. A stranger had just described her entire existence in one sentence. "I'm Elena," the woman said, "and before you ask, yes, I felt exactly how you're feeling right now. 20 years ago, I was ready to quit nursing forever." Maya looked at Elena's peaceful expression, the gentle contentment in her eyes. "What changed?" Elena slid her journal across the table. "This, one question, every single morning for 21 days. Maya opened the journal. Every page had the same thing at the top. "What broke my heart yesterday?" Maya frowned. "That's dark. How is focusing on heartbreak supposed to help?" Elena smiled. "Read one entry, any page." Maya flipped to a random page dated from 3 weeks ago. "What broke my heart yesterday?" Seeing Mr. Patterson struggle to remember his wife's name, the way he cried when he finally did, the way she held him anyway. That love still exists, even when memory doesn't. Maya read another. What broke my heart yesterday? The little girl in room 304 drew me a picture of us as superheroes. She's fighting so hard, and she still has the strength to make me smile. That kind of courage humbles me. Page after page. Moments of pain, yes, but not defeat. Pain transformed into meaning. You see, Elena said gently, burnout doesn't happen because you care too much. It happens because you stop letting yourself feel anything at all. You build walls to protect yourself from the pain. But those same walls block out the meaning, the purpose, the reason you started. This question doesn't make you focus on heartbreak. It makes you feel again. And when you let yourself feel the hard things, you remember why they matter. Elena explained the method. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you do anything else, you sit with this question: what broke my heart yesterday? Not what went wrong, not what frustrated you, what genuinely moved you, even if it hurt. It could be something from work. It could be something you saw on your drive home. It could be a memory that surfaced, but it has to be real. It has to be something you actually felt. What if nothing broke my heart? Maya asked. Then you're not paying attention, Elena said gently. The world is full of heartbreak every single day, but it's also full of meaning. This practice teaches you to see both. She handed Maya a blank journal. 21 days. That's all I ask. Every morning, one entry. Let yourself feel what you've been avoiding. And watch what happens. Maya held the journal, feeling its weight. Why 21 days? Because that's how long it takes to remember who you are. Day 1. Maya woke up at 5 a.m. She picked up the journal, stared at the blank page. What broke my heart yesterday? Her mind went blank. Then, slowly, she wrote, Mrs. Chen asked me if her husband was going to be okay. I told her the truth. I didn't know. The way she nodded and said, thank you for being honest, broke me. She deserved hope, but all I had was honesty. Maya closed the journal. It felt heavy, but also somehow lighter. Day 4. The entries were getting more specific. What broke my heart yesterday? The new doctor, fresh out of med school, made his first mistake. I watched him fall apart in the break room. He kept saying, I'm not good enough. I wanted to tell him we all feel that way. I didn't. I should have. Day 9. Something shifted. Maya was at the nurse's station when she overheard a patient's daughter thanking another nurse. She felt her chest tighten, not with bitterness, but with something else, recognition. That's beautiful, she thought. I'll write about that tomorrow. For the first time, she was actively looking for meaning instead of just surviving. Day 14. Maya's entry. What broke my heart yesterday? I watched a mother sing to her son in the ICU. He's been in a coma for 2 weeks. She sang the same lullaby every day. Yesterday, his finger moved, just barely. But she saw it. The hope in her eyes that shattered me and rebuilt me at the same time. Marcus noticed. You're different lately. You're present. Maya showed him the journal. He read a few entries, his eyes softening. You're finding your way back, he said. Day 21. Maya woke up before her alarm. She was eager to write. What broke my heart yesterday? I realized I haven't cried in my car for 2 weeks. I haven't dreaded walking through those hospital doors. Yesterday, a patient called me an angel. I didn't brush it off. I let myself feel it. That broke my heart because I'd forgotten that I matter. 3 weeks after that first conversation, Maya returned to the hospital cafeteria at the same early hour. Elena was there, feeding birds outside through the window. Maya sat down with 2 coffees. I did it! 21 days! Elena smiled. And You were right. It didn't make the hard stuff go away. Patients still die, systems still fail. I still get exhausted, but I feel it now. I let myself be human again instead of just functional. And the strangest thing happened. When I started asking what broke my heart, I started noticing what filled it too. They come together. Elena nodded knowingly. The question isn't really about heartbreak. It's about paying attention. It's about caring again. And once you care, you can't help but find meaning. What do I do now? Maya asked. Keep going, Elena said simply. Some days it'll be easier. Some days you'll have to dig deep. But the question stays the same. And so do you, awake, feeling alive. Maya smiled. I'm thinking about starting a journal group at the hospital for the other nurses who feel how I felt. Elena's eyes lit up. Now you're not just healing, you're helping others heal. That's when you know you found your way back. 6 months later, Maya still writes every morning. It's no longer forced, it's sacred. She runs a weekly reflection circle for hospital staff. 12 people show up regularly. She still has hard days, days when loss feels too heavy. But those days don't define her anymore. And every few weeks, she meets Elena in that cafeteria, and they write their entries together in peaceful silence, watching the hospital wake up around them. Listen closely, because this is where everything comes together. Maya's story is your story. It's the story of anyone who has lost touch with why they started, who's forgotten how to let themselves feel, who's built walls so high that even joy can't get through. Here's what changed Maya's life, and what can change yours. You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. Right now, you have a choice. You can wake up tomorrow the same way you woke up today. Numb, defensive, just getting through. Or you can try something radically different. Here's your challenge. Tonight, before you sleep, place a journal next to your bed. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you start your day, ask yourself this. What broke my heart yesterday? Write one answer. Real, specific, honest. Do this every morning for 21 days. I promise you this. You won't just change your mornings. You'll change your entire relationship with being alive. Not because life gets easier, but because you'll remember why it's worth showing up for. If this story moved you, share it with someone who's forgotten how to feel. Drop a comment right now answering the question, what broke your heart yesterday? Let's practice together. Let's remember how to be human again. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, remember, healing doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from letting yourself feel it and finding meaning in it anyway. Wake up feeling. Stay human. Keep growing.